You know, it's funny how God gives us different gifts. And even with the gifts that you receive, sometimes you have to be really careful in how you implement or attract or act, on different behalves. You know, it's like how we were able to invent the umbrella, you know. The rain cleans everything up around us. And we take the umbrella and we put it above our heads so that we don't mess up our clothes. And, we want to stay we want to stay clean or keep our outfits, dry or whatever, also so we don't catch colds. But even with all the different gifts that we've been given, technology even, so much still slides through like that rain, slides through your fingers when you're holding the water, trying to keep things, the liquid in your hands, the water can sometimes slide through, and it does slide through your fingers. You can't hold on to water. History can sometimes repeat itself in such a capacity that we wonder how things continue to happen. In order for us to stop the same atrocities, the same negative things from happening, we have to speak up. It's not always the easiest thing to do sometimes to do that, but shall we begin? When I was in Austin, Texas some years back, I was trying to start over. I wanted to see exactly what, a new environment, a new state would look like, what it would feel like, what it would be like, And I had people from my past come in and try to ruin my life in that capacity. And that wasn't even the biggest part about it. What it was is sometimes when we start anew, it's like that rain. We're cleaning things up. We're trying to start fresh. But you cannot run from your past. You have to live certain experiences out so that maybe you might be able to help someone else. Now, when I was a child, my grandmother was like my mother. She was so important to me, and even when I was around the adults, some things that did not fit. You know how a puzzle piece does not fit? Some things did not fit, but it's difficult when you love someone to think that a person could actually do certain things. When I got burnt with that pot of hot chocolate on the stove, okay, when I look back, maybe the story wasn't exactly the way that I thought it was. When I was in the car and my uncle and my father figure were driving, and I just happened to be sitting on someone's lap, and I was the one who had the accident with the windshield. No one else had that accident because everyone else had a seatbelt on, And I think about being touched inappropriately. These things probably would not even be coming back to the surface if I don't have the energy of a child in the midst of my energy. Back then, when I was in Austin, Texas, I was making a video. That was when I was really trying to be consistent with my videos because I felt like I could make a difference. I made a statement where I said I would not let a child suffer if I knew about it. And I was very strong. I felt very strong about it. But the dreams and the energies that were happening was just all happening at once. And it was already so much already going on in my surroundings that I could not put my fingers on it. I couldn't quite touch the surface. But more recently, I'm feeling like it's reminding me of my own childhood again. How I was forced to eat. And I was a sickly child, so I thought. But I didn't realize at the time that I was being poisoned. Now, when I think back at those moments and I think of a child experiencing the very same things that I went through, I wonder where those parents are as to why this child is with a grandparent and this is happening. And it feels as though it's happening with the same family. It's just the craziest thing. Our children being sacrificed. I need someone to look into it, really look at the insurance. It's like the insurance is being placed on myself and children and other people in the same family, so that people can take, and the same history can repeat itself. I feel very strongly about it, and I'm standing on this one because there is something that is going on, and it has to be changed. History has got to be fixed. It's got to be replenished in a way in which these children are not suffering. You know, it's reminding me, when I was out on the road and I was training in trucking, and a child ran through the grass with no shoes on, and we were trying to figure out where this child came from. And we couldn't pull over because we were on the highway. And I called 911 and I told them, I reported it, was in California. Now that child, somebody was behind that child, and all I could think of is, if we pull this truck over, first of all, it's hard to get a truck started back up in fast speed. It's very hard. And I was thinking about that. There was so many things going on, just like so many things are going on right now. There's a child, I believe, in my own family experiencing the same thing that I went through. Somebody tried to drown this child in the tub, just like my Aunt Shirley in Florida tried to do to me as a child. In the tub, trying to take a bath, or so I thought, and then being given medicine and trying to fight for your life to get out of this tub. I was a fragile child because I was given food that was making me sickly, so I was throwing up and going to the bathroom, and the food was not good for my body. And then they kept telling me that I had to gain more weight, so they wanted to give me Periactin. But was it Periactin? Was that the name of what it should have been? I don't know what was going on then, just like I don't know what's going on now. But I do know that somebody has to save these children from these older people. There's a grandmother who is making food and the child is getting sick. And somebody needs to do something because there's a lot going on. And you need to check out the insurances, because there's an insurance policy out on so many people in this family. And apparently, if it's not looked into, there's going to be more problems. But there's a wake-up call, and the wake-up call is now. All these things are happening at the same time. I'm trying to get my ideas, my thoughts together, because I know people have already called me crazy. But I'm telling you that this is factual information, that there's a child that is sickly, and that child is sickly because of the same things that I suffered through. And somebody is trying to drown this child. So I hope somebody's watching, the necessary people are watching, because when I go to the police and tell them stuff, they don't even believe what I'm saying. They keep asking me for more facts. And sometimes you can't give the same facts. Okay, if this is my family going on to South Carolina, then you need to make sure that the children are safe and they're with their own parents. And I hope those parents are making the right choices, because there's another situation that's going on where a person from my past is with a female and they are not paying attention to these children. These children are not being fed properly, not in a clean home, all because they are trying to pay practitioners to find out information on what's going on with somebody else. So I'm just going to call this one a warning, okay? This is Indigo Moon. I'm out.